Lynn. So, thank you for talking to us today. So, just tell us a bit like what your life was like before you started Lighterlife.
Before Lighterlife, I was very unhappy. My life was kids, work, home. Kids, work, home, that was it.
Right.
There was no... I'd get home from work, I'd pick the children up on the way home from work, get home, into my PJs, sort them out, feed them, bath them, put them to bed, and sit there in my PJs on a laptop in the living room watching TV.
Right. Okay.
That was it.
Right. And how did you feel about yourself?
I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I absolutely despised my body. Just didn't feel anything towards myself.
Right. Okay. And how do you think did your kids pick up on that? How did that affect other people, do you think?
I don't think the children picked up on it, but I know that now they say things about the different mum I was when I was fat mummy.
Right. Okay.
Almost like I was a different person.
All right. We talked before about what the trigger might have been for you to think, right, I've had enough. I'm going to make a change. So had you had different triggers like that before? What was that trigger? And just to explain that to me a bit.
That trigger, there'd been a couple, but that main trigger for me was I was getting ready for work one morning. I put my hair up in a ponytail. I didn't wear makeup or anything at the time. I just put my hair up in a ponytail for work, and that was it. And as I put my hair up, I just looked in the mirror and Miss Trunchpole was looking back at me, and it wasn't nice.
Okay, so it was a self-image.
Yes,
so you kind of became aware of your self-image then a bit, and thought, no more.
Yes.
I'm not Mrs. Trunchpole.
I didn't have a neck. I just had a face that went down from there to my shoulders.
Right.
It was just one.
Right. Okay. All right. So you discovered Lighterlife then, and Debbie and Belinda. So just talk to me about that, about how you found coming in to Debbie's environment that she's created, and how that helped you. Just talk to me about that.
Once I'd made the decision to come, there was nothing that was going to stop me. So I'd made the phone call. I'd actually made the phone call to the Lighterlife group for about a month before, and I kind of looked into it and worked out whether I could do it or, and then I'd left it for a few weeks, and then I decided again. And once I decided, there was nothing that was going to stop me. So I came in to see them, sat down and watched the video and had a chat with them, and started 2 days later. And it was the best move I have ever made. It was the best decision I've ever made.
Right. So why particularly do you think it clicked for you? What did you get out of this particular, Debbie's environment and Lighterlife than you maybe hadn't got from other things? What do you think was it that's...
Well, you get the basics of the food packs, which are the structure of, you don't need to think about weighing and measuring and calorie counting, and if I eat this for breakfast, I've got to eat that for lunch, because you're having 4 packs a day.
Right.
So that took the food element out of it. But the main thing for me was the groups and self-discovery in the groups. So working out why I did what I did and how I could change what I do.
So that's a really big thing that we talked about, didn't we, before? But if you go back to where you were living in your working pyjamas, right? Had you even thought that through, the self-discovery bit?
No.
So you were a bit dead to that?
Yes, completely numb. I can't even remember being happy enough to have laughed at any point.
Right.
During those final, probably couple of years, I don't remember laughing. And I was always the person taking a photo.
Right.
I was never on any photos. Nobody was allowed to take photos of me. Even when I had the children, nobody was allowed to take a photo of me.
So how nervous were you about then coming into a weight loss environment? What were you expecting and what did you find, I think?
I think part of me expected coming in to some very, very thin ladies that had never had a weight problem in their life.
Right.
And to come into a real environment where you can see the journey that some of them have taken. Like Belinda, seeing, her big photos to where she is now, it's amazing. Big inspiration. And the encouragement that you got from them constantly. I know that I could get in touch with either Debbie or Belinda at any point if I'm having a really bad day, and just get in touch with them and they'll be there for me.
Yeah. So when you talked about self-discovery, because that's big stuff, right? So people maybe think I'm just going to lose my weight, and that's what's changed my life a bit. But you were saying it's not that; it was the other way around, really.
Yeah, you lose the weight. That's that's going to happen on the packs. But bigger than that, I lost self-doubt. I lost the being uncomfortable with myself. Those were the big things for me.
Right.
I found confidence.
So, what does that mean then? So the impact. So those are things that have happened. You discovered that. So the consequences of not having that was you were work pajamas, sleep,
Yeah.
not laughing. So what's the consequences of the impact now that you've been through that discovery, that period of self-discovery through the environment that Debbie's created? How's life different now then?
I know that there is only one person that's going to stop me doing anything now, and that's me. So my life from then, it's been, but the photos for a start. I'm always on the photos of my children.
Right.
Because if and when in the future I'm gone, they need memories, they need photo memories. But besides that, I do crazy obstacle courses, I go rugby training, I box, I go to the gym. I love life.
What time are you at the gym this morning?
3 o'clock this morning.
3 o'clock this morning.
This week I've been doing spin classes every 12 hours.
Right. And when you say you box, you don't just box, do you?
I'm BBO Ladies Heavyweight Champion.
So you're champion boxer?
Yes.
Okay.
But that was prior to a rugby injury, and I've been out of sport for 2 years.
Right.
And if it hadn't been for Keep Coming to Group,
Right.
then I could quite easily have gone part way back to where I was.
Right. Okay. So what was it about the group then and the keeping the contact with?
Because after losing the weight and everything, I focused my life on. I found this thing I really enjoyed, the passion of sport. When I broke all the ligaments in my knee, obviously the sport went out of the window and I was lost.
Right.
But by coming to group, it kept me focused on, this is a temporary thing.
Yes.
I can get through it.
Yes. You said something the other day. You didn't eat your feelings.
I didn't eat my feelings,
Yeah,
no.
I love that. So I'm interested in your choice of sport as well, right? Rugby and then boxing. Do you like hurting people, or is it?
No, it's adrenaline.
Yes.
It's that adrenaline rush.
Yeah. So I mean, both of those, you're really putting yourself out there, right? That both of them are adversarial, for want of a better expression, and take a lot of courage to go. I mean, I coach rugby, right? So to stand on a rugby pitch and to play rugby takes a lot of courage. So do you recognise the person that you are now, boxing and rugby tackling people, to the person that you were all those years ago?
I'm not even close to being that person anymore. When I was, before my Lighterlife journey, I would never have believed I could have done anything like that. I wasn't an outward sort of person. I was still doing the same job that I'm doing now, but I wasn't as comfortable as I am talking to people and going out. I'd make every excuse under the sun not to go out. And now it's Saturday. That must be a reason to go out.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a day of the week that ends in
Yes.
day.
Yes. So yes, I do. I have a really good social life now. Whereas prior to that, I don't think I'd been out in probably 10 years.
Right. Wow.